welcome to your midweek episode of the WrestleSlam podcast, the only place for your news, reviews, booze, and have we got lots of juicy gossip for you today. It is the one and only Queen Sensational Lizzie, woo woo, Booker G, five times, and of course the one, the only. He does most of the writing for AEW and WWE. He's in the back pocket and the first name in the checkbook. It is, of course, Phil Meltzer. How's it going, gents?
How are we? All good?
All good. Yeah, flying, lads. We're going to have to, I think, delve straight in there with the scandal. Because, oh, wait, now I've got more scandal coming in. Jesus, I tell you, lads, it's all happening. So, we're just going to go straight in because there's just so much wrestling news this week, and on top of an unreal episode of AEW Dynamite last night. So we're just going to crack straight in through the news and we'll chat about it. Fresh off the press, the ink isn't even dry. I shall read this because I have a chance to memorize it because it's only just broken the last few minutes, our time. Fightful. Credit to the lads over. So there's been rumors and whispers of this for a little bit of time, but you know, we like to play up to it, especially in such a strong heel character. But it has come up again that MJF, I quote, remains frustrated with contract situation and is leaning towards not re-signing with AEW. Things don't seem like they've improved between MJF and All Elite Wrestling. It was reported in April that TK and MJF had a heated discussion that left both frustrated for different reasons. MJF's not happy about the contract or pay scale. Tony Khan is more concerned with MJF doing like high-profile interviews. Remember that with Ariel Helwani, without letting AEW know beforehand. So apparently they talked out through the issues last week, but he's weighing up contract negotiations as to whether he's going to sign or not, and is leaning towards leaving AEW when his deal is up. He's got 2 years remaining on his contract, and contract negotiations have been mentioned to him, but whether that's a renegotiation or an extension is yet to be seen. Is this all a load of tripe, Phil?
He's a smart man. I think he's playing us.
Right, and just maybe add a couple of extra zeros onto his worth.
Yeah, the big issue I have with him is he keeps losing. He's going to lose again at the next pay-per-view. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. He might be like, when's the last time he won a match on a pay-per-view? Like, I can't remember the last time he won on a pay-per-view.
When's the last time he won a match?
Well,
twice in the one night.
Yeah, exactly.
He lost to Sean Dean.
He did, yeah, and he lost the dog collar match as well, and like it looks like he's going to lose the match with Wardlow.
In my head, the last time he won a pay-per-view match was Jungle Boy, and that seems like 2 years ago.
It does, seems like a while ago. So yeah, maybe that is part of it, or instead maybe he's just adding that dollar value to his name, or stoking the fire to see if there are any flames and what the interest is like and how word travels, because he's a really, really hot property now.
Yeah, and it'll go as well because he can see how well Cody's been booked. Is the other side?
Yeah, he's monitoring that. There's no doubt. Oh, there's a lot of eyes in a lot of eyes. Can't get the words out today in AEW watching what happens with Cody. But the fear is, aside from MJF, because he's clever. There's a very old head on young shoulders there. But the eyes from AEW, they're watching what's going on in WWE. They're not Cody. Do you know what I mean? Cody's bringing an awful lot with him to WWE, so you can't all think that we'll just jump ship and think, oh, you know, that could be me, because there's only one Cody and he's got a lot of experience behind him, like, you know. So, interesting to see. After that, lads, let me say, where was I now? After all this news, I'm dying. We'll touch on it slightly because how much truth there is to it, we don't know, between correct translations and lack of content and information, to be honest, the lack of sources. But apparently Ibushi may be pushing to be fired because he had a mad rant against New Japan regarding sexual harassment and stuff like that. Now, that is just, as I said, fresh off the press. We don't know the ins and outs of that, so we won't kind of speculate too much. But it's kind of a little bit of a hairy situation going on there at the moment. Another good one. I'm going to have to get out the old schedule again, lads, because the news is just unbelievable. A little bit on the old televised front and moving forward with how our favourite sports entertainment will be presented to us in the future. So BT has struck a dog. He hasn't. He struck a deal. I know, lads, I can't get the words out. I'm so excited about all this news. They have struck a deal with Warner Brothers Discovery to create a joint venture going forward for pay TV and sports business. Okay. Now, if you remember, BT is the home of, correct me if I'm wrong, TBS and TNT.
Mm-hmm. In America, yeah.
Yeah, and sorry, in America, sorry, Warner in America, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
BT is the UK and Irish home for WWE programming, okay? And Warner Brothers Discovery is the home of TNT and TBS, which of course was the launch pad for AEW. Do you think our dreams are coming together, lads, that we'll be able to watch all our wrestling in one place? Is that what's going to happen? Are they going to give it to us, Jerry Rush?
Absolutely not.
I know.
There's no
not
way.
right now.
There's no way Nick Khan and Vince will let any agreement come between their deal with BT. I don't know how long their contract.
I actually think that WWE is going to a streaming service on the next time it's being renewed.
In the UK?
Yeah, like Amazon Prime or something.
Kind of like what they had with Peacock, is it?
Yeah. Well, no, not even that. Like, it's just Raw will be live on Prime.
Well, they've been trying to launch Peacock in the UK and Europe for
well, we actually have it here.
But it's not
the full thing, but it's like half of what they have.
Going to be interesting to see though, because that's a big step. So there's definitely going to be a few heads butting there.
There's a lot of things at play, because Fight have a deal with AEW as well for Dynamite. I reckon. Did they say 2024 is when everything's coming to a head? Did I read something like that? I thought I read something like that 2024 they're all coming to a head, that all the contracts are all coming up. And
possible.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, they have targets set in place to the end of 2025, so I'd say you're banging on with 2024, that they'll have certain targets they want to reach by 2025, so they'll have to start kicking up a gear late 23, early 24.
Yeah. And the Fox deal with WWE is coming up in 2023 as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long the USA Network is going, but WWE, there was rumors a few months back that they're trying to get out of the Fox deal, or they're pushing they have everything on in one, because they're sick of the back and forth of Fox wanting, all these stars on SmackDown, and
that's why the draft will never leave, because of this reason.
Well, that's like if they get everything on the USA Network or everything on Fox or some other platform, they won't have to worry about the draft, and everybody can just go back and forward.
Just speaking of USA Network, because it's in my head there now. Did you read that funny story the other day that Vince wanted to buy USA because because the ratings were so bad, he thought USA were going to cancel Raw.
And he tried to buy USA Network.
Yeah, he tried to buy USA Network.
Oh my gosh, because that will fix it.
That'll fix it.
That'll fix it. That'll make everything okay. Definitely. But
if he bought that, he'd probably turn it into a fucking 4-hour show.
No, but USA Network is no WCW. Do you know what I mean? And there's certainly no ECW. So, Manu Vince, Manu. But look, he's a smart man. He knows what he's doing. Moving on from the TV gossip, then. Updated post for Hell in a Cell, lads. Roman Reigns is no longer front and center. He is not on the poster. Cody Rhodes is. So this kind of ties in with a lot of the rumors and the stories that are going around at the moment regarding Roman Reigns and his possible new contract or his new working schedule, which would be similar to kind of like a Brock Lesnar one, which is fine. I think he's deserved it. He's been on top for long enough. What do you make of this?
It's an interesting one. Like, is he might be making a movie? Jerry, you were on about that.
It's hard to know. Like, I don't know who his agent is, or if he's got a Hollywood agent, or if he's dealing anything.
The thing is, like, what that the new Fast and the Furious is filming right now. So
yeah, but he's already in that. Oh, sorry, I mean Jason Momoa is in that. Like,
casting resemblance.
I can't see The Rock going into that, or no, not The Rock, but Roman Reigns going into that because of the issues between Vin Diesel and The Rock. Like, if I'm not sure who. Again, I don't know who Roman's agent is, if he's got anything to do with $7 production or The Rock's team. Like, but You know, if Jason Momoa is not available for a movie and, you know, Roman Reigns is there or vice versa, like there's that old cliche of somebody looks like somebody, I would just move on and get somebody else for it. Like, so it's not like Hollywood has never done that before. Like,
no, or WWE.
I was reading that he has 2 matches in 10 weeks. That seems to be what.
Yeah, SummerSlam, money. I don't even know if it's going to be Money Bank, but like WWE or WWE themselves now, they're screwing themselves over because he's got both titles.
Yeah, they're booked into a corner now.
Well, at least when Brock left, like he left with one title. You know, this is 2 titles. Like they have nothing. They fight for what the fuck's the point? Like the Intercontinental title and the US title weren't even on the fucking WrestleMania card. So why would anybody give a fuck about them? The Raw tag team titles are the main event at the minute. They've been the main event for the last fucking month or so.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're going to be the main event again for Hell in a Cell if it's true that they end up having this fucking unification match with the Usos. But I fear for the Usos if Roman's fucked off because the whole bloodline thing is, you know, I'm not fearing for them because they've been a great tag team for the last 10 years, but I was just like, if he's gone, like, you know, they have to
kind of focal point from. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
They're going to have to hold down the fort, and Paul Heyman is like, so like, get fucking Solo Sikoa up from the fucking NFC and put him with him while he's out.
100%.
Yeah, the thing about him as well, he's picking off an awful lot of losses.
Yeah, but he's
over with NXT. Now I know Cody Rhodes don't like people calling wrestlers over because it has a different meaning to him. But we'll say he's hot property with that crowd. If they're booing Cameron Grimes after pushing so long for him to get that title, and now it's completely the shoes on the other foot completely. Like it's great to see. So hopefully that transitions onto the main roster when he calls up, because I'm not sure how long he'll be in NXT 2.0.
He's ready though. He is ready. He's great on the mic. He works like he moves like his dad used to do, and like Umaga used to do. Like,
is he much older than the lads? Or is he younger?
Yeah, he's younger than the boys, isn't he?
He's about 5 or 6 years younger than them. So he's got youth on his side.
Yeah.
What WWE are looking for. He's got the bloodline, like he's got what they need. Like he's ready to go. Like he's, you know, from all the people in NXT at the minute, like, you know, besides maybe Braun Breaker, who I don't think he's not ready yet either. Like out of the new batch of people, not Cameron Grimes or people like that. I mean, he's ready to go. Like they could put him up straight away and he'd slot in perfectly.
Absolutely. He is ready to go, and you know yourself what you're getting from the Samoan dynasty. You are getting hard workers, consistent workers, and show up, and they don't just, you know, pay it in. You know what I mean? They're there and they're hard working, and they'll give you a show. Unbelievable. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, off the poster for Hell in a Cell, as we've recently seen. Final bit of news before we speak about anything else, lads. We're buzzing about all the news that's going on. Cesaro and Wyndham Rotunda. Cesaro and Wyndham Rotunda pricing themselves out of new wrestling deals. So that's the news that's going around. Now, we know that Wyndham Rotunda was obviously busy filming a new horror movie, which is amazing, fantastic. You know, it's nice to see the presence that he had as the Fiend been carried over into something else, you know, and adding his creativity to something else, because that is one creative mind we've seen it. You know, he was the big pushing point behind the Fiend. And Cesaro as well, apparently they're pricing themselves out of contract, and they're happy to sit at home until the right deal comes along. What do you make of this? Because this kind of goes a few different ways, because like if the money isn't enough, right? WWE wanted to keep Cesaro. Okay, and Cesaro is well aware of his potential. Okay, we all are. He's like unbelievable. Okay, but if it was a money issue, surely he'd stay and take a pay. So there has to be more to it than just being priced out of something. Do we think that the money might be right, but
there's a lot of factors
aren't? Yeah,
because like with Cesaro, he's like 43, isn't he? As well. So that's another one. Like, is Tony Khan going to give this guy 1 point whatever million a year if he's 43 years old? It's a hard one. With Bray Wyatt, I think he's just doesn't want to wrestle. That's just it.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm not sure with Cesaro. I'm not sure why he would be pricing himself out of wrestling. Like, he wants to wrestle. Like, so, you know, he's not, if he's too expensive to go to the indie shows, like, you know, he's not going to get much work if he's too expensive. Like, he's not going to end up in Game Changer, and maybe he wants to go to Japan or something. Like, but, you know, why not go to AEW, you know, and do the whole fucking Forbidden Door pay-per-view and actually fucking have some matches against people. Like, it's not like they're not going to have, you know, this is, you know, Forbidden Door pay-per-view is going to be the end of it. It's the start of something. It's you know, a long-term fucking relationship they're going to have. So, you know, you can fight everybody from Japan without even having to go to Japan the way things are going. As opposed to Bray Wyatt or Wyndham Rotunda, like, you know, he you know how creative he was. Like, he's...
Yeah, but the thing about him as well, there was a few clips aired about a few weeks back. Do you remember them?
About who?
With Wyndham Rotunda, where he was wearing masks and rabbits. And...
That's something to do with the movie, I think, though, was it?
Was that what it was? I thought he was making a wrestling comeback. I was just weird. They were really random.
Well, come on, you're in the movie business. Get in touch with your fucking people and get on to him. See if he'll appear in your next short movie, or
I know,
maybe
I think he's essential.
get on board. Like,
but the thing is, like, surely he's not that much if he came over to the FT flow.
What?
The Liverpool thing there that was on recently.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Is that some movie reference that we don't get?
I'm saying this is some kind of an insider now that us minions don't know about the stars, you know.
Editors and directors and screenwriters.
Oh, yeah, you know, like, you know, yeah. I just need to go and count my millions in the bathroom. But that's definitely
award winners only know the references.
Oh, you know it. You know that Phil is like an award shelf going down the hallway on the way to the gold cover toilet. Where's the film been showing this now? Where you have another screening somewhere outside of Ireland, don't you?
The last one I had was in Greece, I think.
Wow.
Greece, like.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
tell you that. Watch this name.
But no, I reckon that my short film will be shown in the Gate Cinema in October.
In October.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Is it a scary film?
No, it's not.
Not going to be for Halloween.
Not for Halloween.
No, it's just that's the Cork Film Festival's on that time.
The Triskel.
Gate, was it?
And the Triskel, was it?
No, the Gate.
The Gate.
Oh, okay. Cool. Sounds good. So yeah, that's kind of the news, lads. So we'll keep an eye on those stories as they develop. But it's kind of nice to have a bit of buzz around the wrestling environment again. I know with all pay-per-views and stuff and shows how they've been going, but it's kind of nice to have a buzz as well and about how the wrestlers are getting on in general. So yeah, let's keep an eye. We'll keep you all guys posted through WrestleSlam. Moving swiftly on to an absolutely nuts episode of AEW Dynamite.
Ooh.
That was the best one in a long time.
Yeah.
A very, very long time. I mean, it delivered.
There was just one thing that really pissed me off, and
Phil, I'm not surprised. I was waiting for it. Go on. I tell you, Phil would find a pebble on a fucking flat road.
But, like, why put so much into, like, Martha Hart being even in the crowd, and Dax Harwood wearing Brett's gear and shoes and make him lose by a sharpshooter? I was like, what?
I won't lie, Phil, I was gutted he lost. I won't lie, I was really sad that he lost.
Yeah, I was not happy at all watching that.
Was it a kind of throwback to Brett and Owen in WrestleMania, where Owen got the, I don't know, the roll up that he didn't beat him with the script.
I just don't know what Adam Cole does, because he's in a feud with the boys, so it makes no sense.
Yeah,
no sense.
He's they're saying that Dax and Cash are going to have a triple threat match, a double or nothing against
Jungle Boy, is it?
The Bucks.
That's what they're saying. Okay. It's going to be a TLC match, or whatever. Like, it'll be
number one contendership, I suppose. Or maybe they just put the Ring of Honor belts on the line.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Ring of Honor and AAA belts will be on the line. You could put them both on the line.
Oh, they could. I just think it was like, I can understand why, but honestly, I'm what you felt. I think the crowd would have been so behind Dax if he won. I mean, it would have been electric if he went further. And if he went and won it, the roof would have been blown off the place. Like, I just, oh my God, I was just, yeah, I really, really thought he was going over, but look, it wasn't meant to be. But yeah.
Speaking of Martha, is that the first time she's ever anywhere on TV? I've never seen her on anything.
I think in relation to anything to do with Owen, it has been definitely.
Was she on Dark Side of the Ring? No, she didn't.
Was she on that? Was she?
Did she do it?
She was, wasn't she? Yeah, I think she was on Dark Side of the Ring. But happy to see her as well, though. Do you know what I mean? Because it's very, very seldom she'll endorse anything with Owen's name.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
He was also announced to be in the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? She must be happy with how they're handling it, you know, which is great because it is a very, very delicate subject. And it would be tricky to handle it respectfully, you know, that kind of a way, but still, you know, obviously promote talent. So a very tricky situation. So they must be handling it well, and she must be happy for them for the way they're handling it in order to present herself on TV and associated with it. Highlights of the night, lads, aside from poor Dax, love you, Dax. Lads, Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin. My only critique of that match, right? And it's not even a critique. This is a pay-per-view match. That is an absolute pay-per-view match.
What they did in 12 minutes was outstanding.
Yeah, 12 minutes.
It felt like the longest 12 minutes ever. It was phenomenal, like so good. And even the spots, love, talk with spots.
Oh, stop. The spots per Jeff and Darby's backs must be in fucking ribbons today.
Darby's whole.
Because they only had 12 minutes, they had to do them fucking like pretty much straight after each other. Normally you get a break to breathe and, you know, go back and fight for a bit more and let your body calm down again. But there was just bang, 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 bang until the end. Like, and it was just, I couldn't believe what they were putting their bodies through. Like, it was great to watch.
I've never ever seen that chair one before. I've never seen that.
Yeah, it was, the height of that ladder was fucking
frightening.
Crazy.
Absolutely frightening. And even, what's Jeff? Jeff must be 42.
44.
44, is he? Yeah. The swanton onto the steps. Oh my God, turned me stomach. He bounced off them steps. It turned my stomach. Like
the steps.
Yeah, horrible. Phil, how much do you think this elevated Darby Allin, even though he lost?
It's exactly what he needed because he was falling into a rut. Yeah, always fought to a big Ross.
I think it reminded us of who he was and what he's capable of, and I think Jeff Hardy's the right person to do that.
But where does Darby and Sting go from here now with Double or Nothing?
That's the problem.
Your triple threat match for TLC with Sting.
Could.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's
one way. Well, they're saying that Keith Lee and what happened with the other match with the Starks and John Boy, like that looks like it's going to be a triple threat as well. So maybe they can throw them into that and made it a fatal 4-week. So having 2 triple threat tag team matches on Double or Nothing might be a bit much.
Yeah. But it'll be interesting to see if and when and how they drive a wedge between Sting and Darby Allin. Do you know, that kind of a way? I hope they don't turn or feud. I would prefer that somebody takes Sting's attention away from it and then they just kind of gradually part ways. I would hate to see them turn on each other because I think, you know, it'd be nice to always kind of have each other's backs in the background, the way like Mox and Kingston do, but like they're no longer together. You know, it was very, they're was it conscious uncoupling?
I think the heel turn though is coming for Christian, not that one, not that group.
Oh yeah,
yes,
definitely.
1,000,000%. We're all waiting on it.
Yeah,
could be the makings of Christian, like a second, like a rebirth for him. Might be good to see. Yeah, you never know. Might be the makings of him second time round. Then, as we know, oh wait, no. Hang on a second. Now, nearly one thing I forgot. Finally, lads, it looks like it's going to happen. Finally, we are going to get hashtag Hookhausen. Amazing. He shook his hand. So happy about this. So yeah, I think we're definitely going to get, if even a once off will do us.
What's happening? It's happening for the buy-in for Double or Nothing.
Yeah, it's announced. Yeah,
Tony Nese.
Yeah.
I was shocked how fast he lost.
Yeah, that was the only thing I was like, why? And whether you were saying earlier, maybe he's not ready, like maybe he's still kind of injured and they don't want to put him through a full match, but don't put him in a match at all if he's not ready. Like, and a tag team match will protect him as well. If Hook fucking that'll be a squash match. Hook will fucking tap them boys out in about 10 seconds, and he mightn't even get tagged in that match, so he might get protected there too.
Or he might just come in and just pin Sterling.
Well, he never got to fully put his curse on because Sterling distracted him, so that's what happened. Yeah, that's my excuse anyway.
We'll see. Maybe they are still protecting him a little bit just to kind of see how he is with in the ring at the moment following his injury. So cannot wait for Hookhausen. Here for it. Unbelievable. Let's go. As we know,
Sorry, we're going to Tony Storm.
No, I wasn't.
All right.
Do you want me to?
No, that's okay. Work with it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Right, cool. So as we know, AEW was coming from the most magical place in the world, also known as Long Island. So, lads, how over is MJF in his own hometown? Now, we all have hometown heroes, but we had people, grown men, in the front row wearing Burberry scarves. We had the walkway to the ring, a big long Burberry scarf. It's just phenomenal. Like, he is just the biggest Willy Waver shithead, but we love it and ate it up. Phil, MJF's version of Dark Side of the Ring. Talk to me.
I actually thought it was real when it first came on.
Wasn't it unbelievable?
The highlight for me was Barry Horowitz, because I always get a laugh when I see him on screen.
Yeah.
Who has a good one, actually? No.
Yeah, one of the hardest workers ever, Barry Horowitz.
Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't Bret Hart say she should have been world champion there recently?
What? He's working for The Rock now. He's $7 production.
Nice.
Yeah, Rock
job.
put out a tweet there today because he's launching. Barry Horowitz is launching a book, and he retweeted it with how he worked with them and how he's working.
It's the kind of stuff that they need to be doing rather than having squash matches. It was really, really, really well done. I really loved it so much.
That's sports entertainment.
Yes.
And that's what they need to get new fans.
That's what they need more of that.
Yeah.
Jericho.
And the in-ring segment just was so good as well.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Like,
so good.
Actually frightening, like, but it was just so good. There's not a bad thing that you could say about it. It's just poetry in motion, isn't it?
Yeah,
when
he's
one
of the few wrestlers that can do it. He's one of the few wrestlers that just gets it. Like.
Yeah.
This is the issue with I'm going to say Hangman Adam Page again. This last pay-per-view was CM Punk and MJF overshadowed Hangman, and now MJF and Wardlow that's the match everybody's looking forward to. Hangman and CM Punk, they had a good segment, and both of them are playing the heel role, every different week. Like, and Punk played the heel perfectly against poor old Johnny Hungy. Like, but MJF and Wardlow is the one everybody's looking forward to. This is the one. Like, Wardlow's fucking graphic after the pay-per-view airs is Wardlow is all elite. Like, finally he gets that graphic. They would be waiting for 3 years for. Like, so that's what we want to see. And we want to see MJF get beaten, even though we don't want to see him get beaten, because he should be.
I know.
And CM Punk and Hangman, that is going to have to be an absolute stellar match to hold any type of a candle. But just the build up with MJF and Wardlow's going on ages, and we're finally getting like the culmination of everything. So match placement would be very, very interesting in this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I think MJF's mid.
Don't say MJF mid.
Oh my god. No, so
I genuinely just think once CM Punk loses, I'm happy.
Will he lose?
Well, do you know what it's kind of like? It's like he will have to, in order, if they really want Adam Page to be their champion, he's going to have to lose, like, to see if that makes any difference on his title reign, because something's just not clicking for us. I don't know what it is, but something, we were so happy for him to become champion, but something's just not clicking. So let's see what happens. Hopefully it works itself out. Lads, that was a lot of information to take in this evening's show. What? Oh my God, there was just so much news and coming out of that AEW Dynamite show. Phenomenal. But you know what? Happy and excited to be a wrestling fan this week. I am buzzed and cannot wait. And I'm sure you are too. What?
Let's go, Jordan Devlin.
Oh, Corin Jordan Devlin, bring it home. Best of luck for the seasons. But, guys, we've come to the end of it. We've run out of time. So make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed already. What are you doing? And get on it. Follow us on Twitter. Make sure you do at Slam Wrestle, and keep an eye out on Facebook and all of our up-to-dates. Don't forget WrestleSlam code for 20% off and free shipping on Manscaped. We're waiting for Womanscaped, lads. Waiting for Womanscaped. Make sure to defluff that muff. So moving on from that notion, for myself being Elizabeth, Queen Sensational, Booker T 5 times, and of course, Phil in the pocket of all the big wigs, Meltzer. Have a great time, lads. Enjoy wrestling, and bye for now.
Toodaloo.